But the real question is, how does it stack up against the DJI Pocket 3? So right now we are on, in my opinion, the best content creator slash vlogging setup that money can buy for full frame cameras, really for any type of real camera that doesn't include things like action cameras, the DJI Pocket 3, even smartphones. So let me go over my full setup that we're working on right now. We have the Sony ZVE-1 shooting an S-Log3, of course. The lens that we're working with is the brand new Sony 16mm F1.8. For audio, we have the DJI Mic 2 with the Sony adapter that really truly makes this completely wireless. And for the vlogging grip, we have the Freewell Vlog Pod, which is actually probably the best vlogging tripod that I've used to date. Now, a lot of you guys that watch my channel might be familiar with me talking about using your iPhone as your main content creator slash vlogging camera, especially since the introduction of Apolog. I think Apolog is great. The image looks phenomenal. The image stabilization is great. You have a ton of different cameras at a ton of different focal lengths on here. And really, this could hold me over for years to come. And since Sony dropped the 16mm F1.8, I've been really intrigued by it. And I'm like, this might get me back into full frame content creating here, because I have felt very uninspired. And I know gear shouldn't be the thing that inspires you, but I can't help it and I can't lie to you guys. This lens is pretty awesome and I was really excited to check it out. So here we are. Now, the reason why I say it is Sony ZVE-1 is because you're basically shooting with an FX3 or an A7S3 or even an FX6 in a tiny miniature, super lightweight body. And that was one of the things that kind of just got me over vlogging with a real professional camera. It's just the size, it's the weight, it's extending my arm out all the time, having to come up with a microphone setup, an ND filter setup, a vlogging tripod. I don't know, I kind of just got over it at this point in my life. But again, this 16mm might have really changed the game for me. Holy crap, did I pick the worst day to do this, man. It's like 120 degrees out here and humid, and I chose to be at the top of a mountain, and I'm pretty sure heat rises, so this was a stupid idea. Now, also with the Sony ZVE-1, not only do we have active steady shot, but we have dynamic active steady shot. And for some reason, I don't know if I'm bugging, but dynamic active steady shot, every other time I've used it, has cropped in a ton. I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's cropping in that much with the 16mm. So right now we're on active steady shot. Let's test out the image stabilization. This lens is not stabilized. Most Sony lenses aren't. Now we're gonna stand right here. I'm gonna try to keep my arm at exactly the same length, and we'll switch over to dynamic. Does it seem like it cropped in less than it normally does for all you Sony shooters out there? I mean, and now we have damn near, I wouldn't say action camera level image stabilization, but if you have a steady hand and you're not speed walking and you're kind of just roaming around and doing your thing like I am now, the image stabilization on dynamic mode is pretty amazing. I almost tripped right there. And with a 16mm, it's still plenty wide for this vlogging thing. On my screen right here, it seems like it's still pretty wide. Seems very similar to vlogging with the 20mm F1.8. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have definitely gotten unused to vlogging with a full frame setup or anything other than an iPhone or a Pocket 3. And this is kind of just my test to see if this is a lens that I wanna keep in my arsenal. I did pick it up from B&H, bought it with my own money. Sony didn't send this over. And I knew I had to do some kind of side-by-side comparison with the Pocket 3 because that has pretty much been my go-to at this point. So let's check it out. All right, now here is the rightfully famous DJI Pocket 3. And I'm not gonna review this thing for you guys. This thing has been out for a while and you guys know what it can do. And it's one of the best content creator cameras that's ever been made. Super light, pretty good image quality, 4K up to 120 frames per second, 10-bit, wide enough to vlog. The only problem with me is, and you can criticize me all you want in the comment section down below, you don't really get that separation. You don't get that depth of field. You don't get that blur in the background. And a lot of you people are gonna say, oh, it doesn't matter. Well, tell that to the movies. Tell it to the movies. My iPhone 16 Pro Max gets me more depth of field, gets me more subject separation with a smaller image sensor than the DJI Pocket 3 does with a 1-inch image sensor. And that's always been one of my quirks with this thing. Quirks? To be honest, that's really all I want to see out of the Pocket 4, just a faster lens. Give me more subject separation. Give me a blurrier background. When you separate that background from your subject, or vice versa, it does make your shot look better. It makes it look more high quality. I've taken action cameras and artificially made the background blurrier using DaVinci Resolve, and it automatically just makes it look so much more high quality, and it takes that entire action camera look out of the picture. And just for a side-by-side comparison, and I'm not gonna be standing here long because I look like an idiot holding two cameras up in front of me. Here is the ZVE-1 with the 16mm F1.8 at F1.8 with the Pocket 3 and a variable ND filter on both, full manual control on both, and you could automatically see the difference. And in dynamic active steady shot, we're at about similar focal lengths here. And you guys let me know, how is the image stabilization? Is it that much worse on the ZVE-1? I don't know. I don't know. I know the image quality is a lot better. I know that subject separation is a lot better. Now, side note, I know this really doesn't have anything to do with the Pocket 3, but it kind of does. If you're really into tracking, even though this is a much bigger setup, we're on the DJI RS4 Mini right now, and we have an AI tracking module, and we can hold up an OK sign, and boom. It's gonna track us around just like the Pocket 3 does. And we're on a full frame setup, so it's gonna look a lot better quality. All right, it is now 2 days later since that last clip you just saw outside of me sweating bullets off trying to get some vlog tests for you guys and for, like I said, myself. And I came to some conclusions and I've made some moves, but we're back here at home and we need a little background music, so let's head on over to motionarray.com and find something good to listen to. By the way, if you happen to be a Premiere Pro user, Motion Array just came out with a new plugin that allows you to access some of their best templates directly inside of Premiere Pro, which is amazing. You can preview the templates right from there and then drag them and drop them and put them to use with basically no effort whatsoever. It's gonna make your editing process super easy, super quick, and let you get right back to the project that you're working on. All you have to do is download the extension from motionarray.com, install it, and you're good to go. And if you're like me and you're always downloading new music and sound effects to use in your projects, Motion Array just made it a million times more easier, faster, and more intuitive to find what you're looking for. If you click on a song you like, but maybe it's just not exactly what you're looking for, there'll be a similar results right there in front of you, so you don't have to go back and start your search all over again. It's really great. Not to mention AI voiceover. I mean, come on, I love this stuff. I put AI voiceover for Motion Array to use many of time in my professional projects.
This video is sponsored by Motion Array.
Yep, this video is sponsored by Motion Array, but it doesn't change how I feel about them. I'd still be using this platform whether or not they were a sponsor of this channel. Not to mention you have stock footage, you have LUTs. For all my people out there that struggle with color grading, you have an amazing library of what seems like endless amount of LUT packs that you can get for all different types of occasions. You have cinematic, you have things that look great with weddings, something modern, something old school, vintage. It's all there for you. Also, I'm always looking for new title packs and transitions. And again, Motion Array has an enormous library. Head on over to Motion Array right now, use my special link in the description below and start yourself a free trial so you can try it out before you commit to it. No risk. Thank you, Motion Array, for sponsoring today's video. Let's talk about this Sony 16mm F1.8 that I am absolutely loving. All right, first let's start off with the DJI Pocket 3. I love DJI products. All my drones have always been DJI. My favorite wireless microphone is the DJI Mic 2. I've worked with DJI a bunch of times, and I think they make some of the best products in the game, including the DJI Pocket 3. When it comes to the DJI Pocket 3, I still think that it's probably the best choice for vloggers and content creators out there, especially for somebody that wants something really small, run and gun. Now, again, I will go back to my iPhone 16 Pro Max. This might be the overall most useful tool that you can get for content creating because it's always with you at all times. It has a number of great cameras at different focal lengths. You have Apple Log, you have super high quality video. You could take great photos if you want to. You have cinematic mode. I don't need to run it down for you guys. Once I picked up this 16mm, actually once I saw that Sony released this 16mm, I was like, man, this might be the lens to get me back into full frame vlogging and content creating. And it was, and it is. I actually just sold yesterday my DJI Pocket 3 and all of its accessories to somebody. And I'll be completely honest with you. Sorry, buddy, if you're watching this, you still got a good deal on it for the going price right now, but I made money on the Pocket 3. When I first picked up the Pocket 3 on Amazon, it was like $500 and change. I just sold it for $850. So I made a profit after using it a few times, which I honestly didn't even use it that much. It was in absolute mint condition. And I'm not really sorry that it's gone. I think the DJI Pocket 3 for me was best used as like a C camera that maybe I can put somewhere at a wedding, like up at the altar without being super intrusive. I can mount it up somewhere that I normally wouldn't be able to get in with my Sony. But for just vlogging and pointing the camera at myself and going around and just filming myself, I was missing the full frame look of everything, and being able to get a 16mm with a 1.8 aperture, which by the way, if you haven't guessed, you're looking at it right now, and there is a super close focusing distance, if it will focus on my hand. Super close focusing distance, and look at that background. I mean, you're getting that from a 16mm, you're getting that from an ultra wide lens. And once I picked this up, I really just made a trade for the Pocket 3 to the 16mm. Also, I was using this Freewell Vlog Pod here, which I gotta be honest, is probably the best vlogging tripod that I've ever used. The extension that you get from these tripod legs is really good. It's like the perfect length, especially with something like a 16mm where I could pretty much handhold it if I wanted to, and then I get a little bit more reach out of this. You have 1/4-20s all over. The legs are rubber, really stiff, really sturdy. They don't bend out on you, but if you did want to flex it for a vlogging situation, it flexes really well. And even though I have a full frame camera, I can wrap this thing around a pole, and I know that these legs are gonna support whatever I'm looking to do, and I don't have to worry about the safety of my camera. Great job, Sony. I am loving this lens right now, and I'm loving this entire kit that I have going here, and this is gonna be my vlogging setup for the foreseeable future. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you Motion Array for sponsoring this video. Thank you Sony for making this great lens. I will see you guys next time. Thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Solo!